This is 7 News, the voice of the Riverina.
Tonight, homes evacuated in a Wagga street after the discovery of toxic foam.
Wagga's rental homes financially out of reach for many.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. It was meant to be a bit of harmless Christmas cheer, but it led to PFAS contaminating the soil of 3 properties on Athol Street.
Now fire and rescue are working with the local homeowners to get it removed.
Jane Phillips and her husband have lived in Athol Street for 26 years. They remember the days when firefighting foam was sprayed on so-called Santa's house each Christmas.
Foam was used to make it look like snow, sprayed it all over the house and in the front yard, all over the front yard. Kids thought it was fantastic, had a ball.
But little did the residents know at the time the firefighting foam contained PFAS, a chemical now banned due to its negative effect on the environment.
No, I don't think anybody in the street had any idea of what sort of chemical it was.
In a statement, Fire and Rescue says due to the persistent nature of PFAS in the environment, this activity left residual PFAS in the soil in the front yards of the properties involved. Work is now underway to remove the impacted soil. Residents from 2 of the affected households were given accommodation. Other residents along the street were notified about the detection by mail.
I'm not so much worried now because they're doing something about it. They're trying to fix the problem.
Fire and Rescue say they will continue to work with the residents involved throughout the works. Jacinta Coonahan, 7 News.
Rental affordability in regional New South Wales has declined to its lowest point in a decade. The crunch putting residents in Wagga at risk of rental stress.
Wagga may be a regional hub, but it's dropped the ball when it comes to affordability.
If you're a particular type of household on a low income, the idea that you would move to the country for a cheaper life in terms of rent, it's really not the case.
The Rental Affordability Index reveals rents have tipped to become moderately unaffordable compared to 5 years ago when they were still acceptable, putting residents at risk of rental stress.
People are even saying, I can't even afford to put food on the table because rent's taking such a big chunk of our household income.
The average rental household in regional New South Wales has an income of just under $85,000, and there are concerns that incomes have flatlined while rents skyrocket. Real estate agents say Wagga is still cheap compared to city areas, but the cost of living crunch is starting to bite.
There's a lot less properties available for lease in Wagga, so that is ultimately pushing up prices, but also the interest rate increases. The cost on the owners has been huge, so they're having to increase the rents to cover their costs as well.
Low vacancy rates adding to the crisis, businesses say they can't move their staff to Wagga, which is impacting productivity.
She has applied for 5 and all of those inspections were cancelled prior to her having the opportunity to even see them.
The Rental Affordability Index a reminder that more needs to be done to ensure renters aren't disadvantaged. Marla Summer, 7 News.
There are new figures out tonight which show a new definition of working poor is hitting our regional areas. Food Bank says record numbers need help to provide the basics, even those families with 2 incomes.
Queues banking up. Everyone in need of food.
I make all right money, but still rent's that expensive now. And then food, it's just hard to get by.
Got that mortgage, and with the interest rates going up, it's noticeable.
Now, I think it's fair to say that being in a double income household doesn't protect you from needing food relief.
So, backyard food programs run by volunteers are being set up in regional areas right across the state.
The vast majority of people that we see are, and that's, I think, mainly our target group, is pretty much average families.
Even some middle income earners are at breaking point, living paycheck to paycheck as they fight to put food on the table.
That analysis is borne out by figures compiled by Food Bank Australia. They show 10% of regional New South Wales have used a food bank in the past year. Remarkably, the majority of those are working and earning up to $90,000 a year. 1 in 4 people in Wagga say they can't afford 3 meals a day. That's doubled in just 2 years.
It's particularly noticeable in the regions. We monitor where we send our food. And about 50% of what we ship out now is going to regional New South Wales and the ACT.
It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
Declan Milton, 7 News.
A software update gone wrong is said to be behind the Optus network crash last week. The company says the outage was due to routers disconnecting from its core network after maintenance. The crash left millions of customers without a phone signal or internet for up to 14 hours. A Senate inquiry into the incident will begin this Friday.
River and Wren held their second last Christmas market over the weekend. More than 100 stalls were set up at Wagga's showground with everything from local arts and craft to craft brew. The market provides unique Christmas gifts. It's back on the 10th of December.
Wagga senior citizens have enjoyed an early festive outing at the Civic Theatre. Students from Wagga South Public School were joined by stars of the stage, helping to spread a little bit of Christmas cheer.
Festive favourites rang out of Wagga's Civic Theatre today, part of 2 free Christmas concerts for seniors.
So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun.
The New South Wales Minister for Seniors was there to open the event.
This really is the New South Wales Government's early Christmas present to seniors in the Wagga region.
The concert included a range of national talent.
We want our seniors through these songs to feel our admiration and respect for them.
It's honestly a privilege to be able to come out and give them a good time and get them out on the town and watch some music,
There was even a special production from our very own Wagga South Public School. For many, the concert was a great outing on a somewhat dreary day.
It'd be nice to get out and about, because you could sit home forever, can't you, really?
It's just really good to come out and enjoy yourself instead of being home.
And a perfect way to ring in the festive season of 2023.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Jacinta Coonahan, 7 News.
Well, Kirsty is here now for a look at how today's weather shaped up. And Kirsty, we did see a little bit of cloud out there today.
It was a very grey day, Nick and Maddie. Hello to you both and good evening, everyone. We have also seen some showers move into southwestern parts of our region. That was about mid-morning. In the gauge, though, we haven't recorded more than around 0.5 millimetre to 1 millimetre. Our maximum temperatures hovered around the low 20s today. Some breezy winds did make our temperatures feel a little cooler at times. Gundagai reached 23 degrees, but it was warmer. Further west, double digits overnight in West Wyalong, that cloud shutting in some of yesterday's warmth, and then we reached a top of 28. A few storms have also rumbled through the region this afternoon, and that could continue into the evening. Grenfell reached 26 degrees, as did Young, and similar conditions about Cootamundra with a cooler day in Tumut. As we head into the middle of the working week tomorrow, we are expecting temperatures to remain around about the same. Some clearer skies on the forecast. I'll have those details a little later on in the bulletin.
Thanks, Kirsty. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Still to come in 7 News.
Celebrating 30 years of the Bush to Beach program.
And a little later on this news hour, a routine sprinkler test brings traffic to a standstill, clogging one of Sydney's biggest roads. Plus, a man armed with an axe goes on a car-wrecking rampage in Melbourne. And surgery by torchlight, Gaza's biggest hospital, caught in the crossfire.
Swim teachers, lifeguards at Oasis and paramedics performed a mock rescue today to hone their skills. The simulated rescue of someone drowning allowed rescuers to practice their life-saving skills. The program aims to ensure lifeguards feel prepared during a real-life emergency.
We've got the lifeguards to do their normal rescue and start their basic life support, so make sure we have a chain of survival started. And then the ambulance paramedics came in and assisted and supported the lifeguards.
It's the first time the training session has run, and it's likely to continue.
The Riverina Anglican College has helped Surf Lifesaving New South Wales celebrate 30 years of the Bush to the Beach program. Students from kindergarten through to year 12 formed 32 lines to create a giant red and yellow flag to mark the milestone. Track has been a strong supporter of the surf education program, which aims to help kids from the bush learn how to stay safe when visiting beaches or inland waterways. Students use red and yellow cardboard to create the iconic symbol.
Hold them flat, please. We're about to get the final shot.
The kids here today have created a red and yellow flag that represents the iconic image of safe swimming area. Those images will go right around New South Wales and around the country to celebrate our 30 years of beach to bush.
More than 285,000 regional and rural students have benefited from the program to date.
At just 18 years of age, Zali Goldsworthy has become one of AFLW's elite players. Goldsworthy has taken out the GWS best and fairest and, according to her coach, she's set for much bigger things.
Sally Goldsworthy could have been a Hawk, but the Giants sure are glad she chose the Harbour City. In just her second AFLW season, Goldsworthy took out a host of awards at the club's best and fairest, including becoming the Gabrielle Trainer medalist.
I don't think it has, and I don't think it will for quite a while. Yeah, I think that I'll give myself time in the off-season to reflect on it, but yeah, at the moment it hasn't.
Goldsworthy also was named Rising Star, Members' Choice, Most Fearless and took out the team's goal-kicking award. Goldsworthy polling in every game, finishing on 119 votes, ahead of full-time winner Holbrook's Elise Parker on 77.
I don't think that I ever predicted it would have went as well as it had. I knew that I felt a lot better, and getting a full pre-season in really helped, and I felt a lot physically and mentally stronger, but yeah, I could never have predicted this.
But someone who did predict her star power is coach Cameron Bernasconi. Her speed, power and competitive nature all instant hits with a coach.
Her ability to understand the game and her running patterns to put herself in positions to win the footy, and then just her natural goal sense as well. So she goes forward, and her ability to know where the goals are and whether it's a snap, check side, set shot. Yeah, she can do things that others can't. Also favourite for the league's Rising Star Award, this an early birthday present for Goldsworthy, who turns 19 on Saturday.
You know, I've loved this year playing through the mids. It's shown me a different side to the game, but I'm probably knowing myself that I'm not quite there yet with some of the better midfielders in the team and in the competition. So hopefully in the off-season, just, working on that midfield craft.
For the former soccer player, now AFLW star, her future could be anything.
The ceiling for her, she's nowhere near it. I mean, she's had a great season, but she has a lot of upside, and she's got a terrific work ethic and some serious talent. So, yeah, I think she could be anything in this competition. I've always said that, and I really believe it.
Stephen Murphy, 7 News.
Still to come in 7 News, a blow for soccer as the Wagga City Wanderers pull the pin on their women's program.
And a Wagga softballer eyeing the world stage after a maiden berth in the green and gold.
Tomorrow on Sunrise, the fight to save our high streets, the new push to bring life back to our suburbs.
Plus, uncovering destination dupes, the budget trend for travelling families with affordable alternatives for luxury locations.
See you in the morning.
We begin with soccer tonight, and Wagga City Wanderers will not field any teams in the Canberra Women's National Premier League next year. The shock decision comes after the club's senior women earned a promotion back into the NPL after topping the State League Women's One ladder this year. In a statement, the club cited new National Premier League licensing requirements as playing a part in the decision, but player numbers was also a factor. Moving forward, Wagga City hopes to establish a Wanderers Women's Academy. Meanwhile, in some good news for the World's Game in Wagga, female participation in futsal is soaring. It's hoped a funding windfall will fuel the growth by giving more girls the chance to leave their mark on the sport.
Inspired by the Matildas' heroics at the FIFA Women's World Cup, Wagga Futsal President Sam Gray was determined to provide an opportunity for more girls to fall in love with the round ball game. He hopes the girls-only futsal Tilly's program will pave the way for a further increase in female participation in the city.
On a Monday night now, we have around 55 to 60 young female futsal players coming into the beautiful centre behind us and having the greatest time.
Gray believes the program will only grow in 2024 after Wagga Futsal received a boost through the New South Wales Football Legacy Fund. Off the back of the World Cup, the fund will inject more than $6 million into the sport over 2.5 years. It's aiming to develop crucial infrastructure and improve opportunities for women and girls to participate in the game.
It's a participation grant, so the girls will come in and we will assist with their fees and we will get them playing futsal throughout the summer and throughout the winter.
Gray is looking to run the Futsal Tillies program every term on a Monday night.
Next term it will change slightly where they'll get some training before the games and then term 2 will probably be back to games again during the winter.
Gray has seen an 8% jump in girls playing futsal this season.
Players in the female comp are about 29% of our population and we actually have 6 all-female teams competing in the mixed one.
Steph Muir, 7 News.
A teenage Wagga softballer is setting her sights on the world stage after experiencing her first international tournament. Alex Maiden will juggle softball and touch football as she strives to retain her place in the green and gold.
Back in familiar surrounds after the trip of a lifetime, Alex Maiden's contagious smile was brighter and wider than ever before as she reflected on her first taste of the international sporting arena.
It was one of the best experiences that I've ever had. Just being in a new country and being exposed to the international competition, it was really good.
Alex has recently returned home after helping the Australian Junior Spirit team qualify for the group stage of the 2024 Under-18 Women's Softball World Cup. Playing in American Samoa, the Aussie girls won 2 games to secure qualification alongside tournament victors New Zealand.
One of the biggest memories will be the 10 innings game that we had against New Zealand. We went into extra innings for a tiebreaker, but we ended up losing by 1, but it was a really good game. We usually just play 7.
The Turvey Park Premiership player has set her sights on representing Australia on the world stage next year.
After Nationals this year, there will be another squad selected, and hopefully I'll stay in that squad and hopefully get a chance to play in the World Cup.
Proud dad Troy Maiden says the Australian selection was the culmination of years of hard work and sacrifice.
Hopefully that continues. If she wants to work hard, she's the one that will get the rewards from it.
He says Alex has always shown a fierce determination on the field, even as a youngster learning the ropes in T-ball.
She got a bit bored with that quite quickly and wanted to play softball with the older kids, and probably, luckily enough for her, being from Wagga, she's always been able to play up an age group, which I think's really helped her improve.
Alex will represent the ACT at the Under-23 Women's National Championships next month. She's also striving to help Turvey Park Red turn around its season.
I'm hoping more people will start to turn up because it's obviously really disappointing that we don't have a game and we have to use the C graders every week when they could be doing other things.
Steph Muir, 7 News.
Planet Fitness Wagga have been overwhelmed by the support shown towards 2 courageous locals battling leukaemia. 2 barbecues helped the gym raise more than $1,400 for Wagga mum Mel Carr and local schoolboy Riley Logan. Volunteers endured some scorching temperatures as they cooked up a storm, all in support of the pair.
Riley's uncle come down and he bought us ice blocks on the Saturday. We've had a lot of Mel's friends come down and thank us, and I even got to meet Mel's son. He came down, Isaac, and it was just, being a mum myself, it was heartbreaking just seeing him, but he was such a strong kid.
Community members are now encouraged to throw their support behind the gym's Wishing Tree appeal. Non-perishable food will be collected for St Vincent's de Paul.
Then we do our normal Sunflower House and Ability Gateway. But we're throwing an extra one this year, but it's going to be a surprise box.
New toys are among the wish list items. Up next in 7 News, Kirsty is back and she's got your all-important local weather forecast. That's next.
Good evening, everyone. A trough is developing over inland New South Wales, and this trough is drawing heat into parts of the state from the north, but will also trigger some shower and storm activity for the eastern half of the state over the next couple of days. After these conditions will become more settled as a new high-pressure system becomes our main weather feature, bringing with it clearer and settled conditions. Rain-wise, our state is once again split down the middle, the west remaining relatively dry. The east is where the majority of our upcoming rainfall rainfall is forecast. The chance of rain for the Riverina, though, at this stage looks to be no more than about 1 to 5 millimetres. Taking a look to the middle of our working week, we will see more blue skies across our region tomorrow. Fairly settled conditions too, with those light southwesterly winds arriving throughout the afternoon. Temperatures up about the high 20s, even into the low 30s for some of us, with our fire danger sitting at a moderate level tomorrow. 28 for Cootamundra, Adelong, Hardin and for Grenfell. Now that fire risk will increase on Thursday as we feel winds strengthen across the Riverina. Temperatures ever so slightly cooler. Wagga down to 25 and 26 in Narrandera, but we can expect those winds up around 35 kilometres an hour with even stronger wind gusts. A partly cloudy day for Selwyn with that chance of a shower and 14 degrees, and Tumut reaching 26. Into Friday, the high 20s returning, winds easing off and our fire danger reducing back to a moderate level once again. The end of the working week looking fine and settled, clear blue skies for most of us. In Hardin, 26 degrees, and Tumbarumba from 5 overnight to a maximum of 24. Onto the 7-day outlook now. We will see those temperatures increase again into the weekend, returning back to the low 30s. Sunshine sticking around on the forecast. Fairly nice conditions for the next week or so in the high 20s and then the low 30s.
Yeah, what a week. Looking good. Thanks, Kirsty. See you later. Now for a quick look at fuel prices around the region. In Tumut, the Mobile 5 Ways Roadhouse along Blowering Road is selling unleaded for $1.98 and diesel for $2.14. Ultra Petroleum along Albury Street in Hardin has unleaded for $1.98 and diesel for $2.17. And in Adelong, the Mobile service station along Tumut Street is offering unleaded for $2.08 and diesel there is $2.27.
And that is your local news for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can always catch up on our website or, of course, at 7+.
Right now, though, Dan has your national news. Have a lovely night. See you again tomorrow from 6 o'clock. See you then.